the top loader. And yeah, this is actually a top loading VCR made by Esselte, Swedish rental company, in 1983. And the reason is, I'm gonna tell you, it was actually like this. Esselte wanted more people to rent their movies back in the day. So yeah, they made this VCR that they could rent out along with the movies. And it was actually thought like this because Esselte is a Swedish company, but there was Jimmy Jokumsen. He was a Norwegian guy who worked for Esselte, and he went on a film festival to find out some way to get the VCR out to the people in the Nordic countries where Esselte rented out their movies. And they first considered to give everyone in the Nordic countries a VCR, but they realized the next day that was too expensive, so they came up with this pure playback machine that could be rented out. So yeah, and we have a power button. This is not plugged into power. Noise cancel button, pause, rewind, play, fast forward, stop, and eject. This is actually a damped mechanism, which a lot of VCRs didn't have back in the day, because often it just slammed up like give me a take. And there we have tracking adjustment to set the tracking. Repeat to repeat the tape. That also locks the front panel, so that is also for the steel protection, I guess. Because these VCRs had a steel protection, so when the time was out, you couldn't use the VCR. The playback, these buttons wouldn't work, so I guess they have repurposed that as a steel protection switch. But you could reactivate the VCR by just putting a magnet over a sensor. And there was also a later front-loading Moviebox that came out in 1986. But it's actually quite an impressive VCR, because if we compare it to this 1979 Beta VCR, okay, I'm gonna compare it to that later in size. And on the back we have a warning, and there we have some information. It's a 220 volt 50 Hz, and there is the model number, RF out, video and audio out. Yeah, and there we have some more warnings. And yeah, this is how the VCR looks like. Okay, so now I'm gonna open up the case, and here's to show a size comparison. This is basically that size in thickness of a Beta VCR. 1978 Fisher rebadged Sanyo. Fisher was owned by Sanyo, by the way. And it's quite small, as you can see. That much space is over when you have it placed on top of the 1978 Sanyo, or Fisher I mean. It's a rebadged Sanyo, that Beta VCR, if you're wondering. And here, let me put this in the light. Here are some instructions on how to plug it in. And yeah, they are saying connect the power cord number 1 and video cable number 2, and place in the outlet 220 volts, and also the antenna input on the TV, and to remove the ordinary antenna cable first, and push power on the VCR, and a red lamp gets turned on, and to push eject, and the cassette door opens. Place the cassette and the door will close, or close the door I mean, and press play number 5 and tape start. when the movie is on, you push one of the program buttons on the TV you normally not using, and blah blah blah. You can put that into translate if you're interested, and no power, no yeah, that's problems, no power, no picture, and yeah. And there is some more information if you're interested, and there are some more instructions on what the different functions is. And this is also something I put in there. This is the original antenna cable that came along when you rented the VCR back in the day, that you plugged into a TV. This antenna cable has probably been plugged into 1,000 different TVs in the 80s. And yeah, we also have, there is the RF out. I'm using the composite video out, and this is actually quite impressive because they basically squeeze the entire VCR into that small size. Compare this to that Beta VCR and you can see that this is actually quite an impressive VCR for 1983. This has a shin tom mechanism, which is 3 head, I believe. I think it was my friend the VCR King who told me that this VCR is built by Shin Tom, and it's a 3 head, because I sent him a picture of the mechanism. And yeah, now we're gonna plug this into the TV, and then I'm gonna show you playback. This is gonna be amazing. Okay, now I'm gonna show you playback. We're gonna push the play button. And here you can see playback. This is just some commercials. This is just some old commercials, and there is pause, and we have that noise cancel button. So we can push that to make the picture look nice, so we don't have video noise while in pause. That's pretty neat. And we also have a light that lights up when we are in pause. I can let go of it now. And here is the picture quality. This is some old Swedish commercials. This is soon the end of the tape. Or I know it's the end of the tape, because I have watched the entire tape. I might archive the commercials, because I have gotten into commercial archiving now, when I have figured out how to capture footage. Now I'm gonna put in an ntsc tape, because it's a PAL only machine, so I guess someone is gonna wonder what happens when you try to play ntsc. So we're gonna push the play button. And now you can see what happens. It looks like the TV is freaking out. And we don't have any audio. That could be due to it blanking the audio. I have encountered a lot of TVs that does shit like that. Let's fast forward a bit. Yeah, it's blanking the audio, this piece of shit TV. But yeah, that's what you get when you try playing an ntsc tape in this PAL VCR. So yeah, that have answered that question for those curious. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Now I'm gonna show you the mechanism before I go, or I'm gonna put in a clip of the mechanism, because I don't want to take this apart. So you can see that before you go, because I'm gonna put that in right now. But please subscribe for more content.